Okay, so I've just received these two packages today at the same time. That's why there's an elastic band around them, because that's what the post office does. I've got a feeling that one of these will be the Shengshou Crazy 2x2x4 from WitEden, and the other one will be the Mosey Pyramorphics from T-Mart. So let's open these up. Okay, so let's open the smallest one first, I think. So I've been wanting one of these for quite a while now. So this came from WitEden. Making the order was a bit hard because it was like they only gave you one little box to put in your address, and I thought it was kind of confusing the way that they'd done it. It's hard to explain. So they actually emailed me and they said, we need your address and everything, so I just sent them my address by email. So yeah, so this cost £9.71, and I think, yeah, that would have been including the postage, because there was postage on top of the price of this, so it was £9.71 altogether. Now Shengshou do 2x2 versions of these, so basically you won't get this layer or this layer on it. So it's a little bit catchy. But apart from the catchiness, it does feel quite smooth. Yeah, it doesn't turn too bad. Let's see what these thin layers turn like. These thin layers, they're quite stiff actually, way more stiffer than these layers. And as you can see, as I'm turning it, you've got like stickers underneath this layer, so I guess basically what Shengshou have done, they've just taken the 2x2 version of this and just stuck an extra layer onto either side, and that's why you've still got these, well, they're not stickers, are they actually? They're plastic tiles. So you can move these circles in the middle as well. Oops. They're kind of a little bit difficult to move, so I could do this and then and then try and turn it. Doesn't seem to want to turn. Hopefully with some braking in these will turn better, but god, that is really stiff. So you can mix up these circle bits as well. Try and get it back. Oops. Hopefully that will fit back in and it hasn't broke. I don't know, was it glued on? No, it couldn't have been glued on, could it? Because otherwise you wouldn't be able to move it like that. But it seems to be fixed back on now. That was a little bit worrying. I hope it seems to come off easily. I'm not sure if that's normal or whether this is actually faulty or not. The other pieces seem to come off easily as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's normal or not, or whether I've got a faulty one. It's kind of disappointing. It's annoying that these thin layers are really stiff as well. See, this just keeps falling off. Yeah. See, on this layer they seem to be stuck in properly, but on this layer they just seem to be really loose. I'm not sure if it can be fixed or what, but that is really disappointing. There's like a blemish on this white piece here. It seems to be rubbing off though. See, that's quite gutting actually, but yeah, let's open this one up. And like, out of all of the puzzle websites that I've got in my favourites menu, WitEden seems to be the only site that was selling one of these as well, so could have sworn I'd cut through this properly. Okay, this is not the pyramorphics. This is the what looks like an invoice. This is the YJ Star from zCube, and this costs just £1.89, but when you add the postage on top of that, it came to about £4 in total. So this is a 3x3 shape mod. And yeah, there's like a sparkly effect on it. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that, but it's like there's like a glittery effect on the cube. Feels a little bit stiff, but not too bad. I'm sure once it's been broken in and lubed, it'll be just fine. See what the corner cutting is like. Not really sure if it matters that much on a puzzle like this, but the corner cutting is not really that good. Yeah, but let's give this a scramble so you can see what it looks like when it's scrambled. Actually, let's see what it looks like with the checkerboard pattern. It's kind of interesting looking. So that's how it looks when you do the checkerboard pattern on it. Kind of looks like some sort of plant or tree or something, I don't know. Let's see if we can get this back. So yeah, I'll scramble this up so you can see what it looks like when it's scrambled. I do like these 3x3 shape mods where the cube it's just coloured plastic with no stickers. So I guess you could call that fully scrambled. That looks pretty crazy. So yes, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully there's a way to fix this, because I'd rather fix it than have to send it back to WitEden. But if there isn't, then I'll have to contact WitEden, and yeah, I'm sure they'll send me another one or give me a refund. Whether they'll want me to send this back to them or not, I'm not sure. Okay, so I've now superglued those pieces back into place. I left it for about half an hour with some heavy blocks on top of it, and now it seems to be fine. Luckily it does move. I was kind of worried that they may be glued into place, so you can't actually turn them, but you can do, and they'll turn this way as well on the circle bit. So ideally, I guess you should leave this 24 hours to for the glue to properly cure. But I do want to show you what this looks like when it's scrambled. So let's scramble it up. So that's great that it now seems to be fixed. You know, I don't have to contact WitEden. I don't have to mess around with having to send this back. I mean, they may have not expected me to send it back. They may have just given me a refund or sent me a replacement. But it's great that this now does seem to be fixed and working properly. Yes, this is proving quite hard to turn actually. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to want to turn. Hopefully with some braking in, these will loosen up more. Oops. I think maybe it's just a case of having to have everything perfectly aligned before it moves. I don't know. God, I think this is the most disastrous video that I've ever made. Okay, so I guess maybe you could call that fully scrambled. No? This is definitely not something that you're going to be able to speed cube with anyway. See, I don't really want to turn it by holding these bits just in case they do break off, but sometimes you have to, because these circles, they just won't turn if you try turning them with your thumbs like this. So I don't know, I guess maybe you could call that fully scrambled. So yeah, so that's the YJ Star 3x3 shape mod and the Shengshou Crazy or Super 2x2x4. Thanks for watching.